Hello, thank you for joining me today. My name is Miro if you are first time here, and if you are not, well, this is very old information for you. And in this video, we're going to stop being a procrastinator. That's right, I have been procrastinating about this cabinet for about a month, over a month. No one knows, no one can tell, but you have noticed that it has been dark in the cabinets, and that's because I took out the Hoyas from the cabinet. This one was filled with Hoya. I made a video, which I shall be linking above, where I said how those had mealybug, and it didn't go great. I took everything out, cleaned the cabinet. I will clean it actually again because it's been a while, so I will just clean it again today before we start doing everything, or as we do everything. Also, I found mealybugs, root mealybugs in the cabinet in the back. I chopped those begonias. They are in a slightly better state, so I will probably be dealing with that soon. I actually think I'm going to put the prop boxes in there for the time being so I can free up the tent, which is for isolation, because those begonias now have rooted and they can go kind of back-ish. We can start to acclimate some of them to the cabinet perhaps. So we will be dealing with that as well, but not in the video today, probably not even in any video this month, because I just have some other things planned. But what we are going to do is this cabinet over here. And essentially I talked about this in my previous videos that I want to do something similar to what I did in the back. Again, this looked much much better. And I have been waiting to order some of the things that I needed. And I have been postponing that. Honestly, some other things came up, like some other plans. I bought a new camera, a new lens, etc., etc., etc. And I always find an excuse not to order things that I need. And I just decided I'm going to do this with absolutely zero budget today. I will probably eventually order some things for this cabinet, but I will just use things that I have because I have been postponing this for such a long time. My plants haven't been taken care of that need to go in that cabinet, and there's some good Hoyas that need to go in there. And I just think it is time to let go of that, perfection, waiting for the perfect moment, for the perfect body, for everything perfect, so I can finish this up and just sort of use what I have on hand. And I do think I have enough things on hand to make this work. Will it match that? No. It's not going to match that. I'm going to use some other things, and that's fine. So we will do that in this video because this is one of the bigger projects that I wanted to finish along with my Mills bulb that I can't finish because I need to order actually pots for that. And sadly, I don't have any pots that I can use. So I will have to be ordering some pots, but that's fine. At least it's in order, at least it's watered, etc. So it's not actually absolutely crucial, but this is, because the Hoyas that need to go in here have been everywhere around the room in my way. Eventually I did put them here, but they were in the dark because these lights would burn them. They would be just too close. What we will do again is put Hoyas on the wall and on the side of this cabinet, and for this I will be using absolutely filthiest rabbit fence trellis. This has been in storage and I need to clean this. I just wanted to show you. I'm not going to clean this in the video. I'm actually going to take measurements of the cabinet, write them down, and then cut this rabbit fence. Where is she? It's absolutely disgusting and filthy, so I will probably come back covered in filth. So essentially, I will cut that to the size of the cabinet, find a way to attach it. It's gonna be like a makeover on a budget, and hopefully by the end of the day, we will have finished this cabinet. All the Hoyas that need to go in here are repotted. Most of them actually, some of them are not. And I do have like a vision of how I want things to look. So it should be pretty straightforward, but you never know. Like things, plants could fall on me and, crack my head. And then it's the end of the video because I have plants like above here. I wanted to show you in one of my previous plant tour videos, a couple of aroids. I'm so sorry, like I know you hate digressions, but I don't care. I can't remember this one from Aqua. Is it Raven Soul, Soul Raven, Black Raven, something with ravens and, Hitchcock. It has a new leaf after the repot, and we do have some interesting damage here. I have treated these for thrips, but I don't think this is thrips damage. I think this is just me, touching the leaf damage. But look at that. Ah, I love it. Mwah. I love you so much. I love him in this pot. This is a pot my friend got me for one of my birthdays, and I haven't been using it at all. I didn't know what to put in it, but I think this is a nice look. You saw me repot this, and it didn't have this new leaf. And right after the repot, it just rewarded me. Now, I do want this to get huge, absolutely huge, even though I also say I don't have space. Never makes sense, never. One more thing that I need to show you is you saw me deal with my billet. I think I reported it in a video several months ago, 2, 3 months ago, last month. What is time? And I put it on that pole, cocoa pole, and cocoa, on that cocoa stake, and it just made its first leaf. So I need to show you that because the leaf, or maybe it's not the first, maybe it's the second leaf, but it increased. Boy, got big. I can't wait. Also, it needs to be watered, so I need to take it down and water it because I still don't have a nice cover pot for it, which I need. So wait a moment. This plant is now very common, but this was quite expensive when I got it. I mean, for me, it was like 80 euros for a 2-leaf cutting or something like that. So this is, I purchased, I think in 2021, as a 2-leaf cutting. It has never been cut. It did lose the leaves, some of the leaves, but yeah, we repotted him. You can see there are plenty of roots. He's also quite big. Don't know if you can tell. So big boy. And, you know, he was growing a little bit weird, so I kind of decided to stake him. But yeah, where's the new leaf? Which one is the new? I think this one. Look at that. I mean, you can just see compared to the older leaves, that's big. Like, even in the thickness here, I don't know if we can see that on the camera, but you can see how the petiole is so much thicker. It is actually juicy AF. This petiole, this leaf, it's giving me life. Look at that. Oh my goodness, you are an absolute wonder. I love you so much. Let me just see. How can we do this? Oh, and it's still not fully hardened off. But my goodness, look at him. Look at him. I love you. I love him so much. So we need to water him. And, you know, he filled out the pot, which is nice. Great to see. Great to see. Needs water. I mean, that's absolutely huge. That's just the stunning. Oh my gosh, I look so tiny next to it. I look so tiny. I'm so small. I'm basically twiggy in my dreams, but basically twiggy next to this. Oh my gosh, I can't stop looking at this leaf. I can't stop looking at that leaf. I should actually update my friend that I co-own this plant with. She probably would be happy to see it. Flying is fun. I should be put in plant jail. Please put me in plant jail. I mean, I was kind of joking when I said by the end of this video something's gonna smack me in the head, but maybe it was a premonition and not a joke. So anyway, I will clean that off after I stop recording. But first what I need to do is measure this cabinet. I need to get my phone. We will also be leaving only one light inside for now because I need to order more magnets. And that I do want to spend money on. So 75. I also am pretty sure I have the measurements of this cabinet. 75 by 100. Can 100 actually fit? It's also not necessary. What about 95? 95 is gonna do. Why isn't my phone actually listening to me? What? Okay, and then 95 is gonna be for the sides, but that is gonna be... I also lost a part here. 30. 30 by 95. And my rabbit fence is how big? I assume we're gonna have some issues. Probably they're not going to align all of the fields, but we'll try to do the best we can. Okay, it's long enough. And hopefully, let's just see. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have some field issues here. So maybe we will get smaller fields because I measure it and I see that like the field is on the 26, and then the next one is 31. So I'll probably cut it at the 26 so I can end it nicely at a field. We don't need any, we need all the sides. Essentially, we just need a rectangle. So we just can't cut it at whatever size we want. So 26 point something is, I guess, going to be the new width, which is fine. I also noticed, like on the one in the back, it would have been better if the sides that I ordered were slightly more narrow, because you can't anyway put plants all the way here. It's just, you know, this frame does need some space to close. So it would be actually nicer if this was smaller. This was actually 32. How is this 32? This is 31. You know what? I'm actually going to cut 31 and then we can take off one field if necessary. So there will be some rabbit fence waste, I guess. Let me just take the measurement of that wire. So the one in the back is actually 73 here. So I'm just gonna write that down, and then the height, yeah, I'll try to make it work somehow. Anyway, I'm gonna go and cut this rabbit fence and clean it, and then I will be back, and then we can figure out how exactly I'm going to attach it. Essentially, I'm thinking I'm going to make some DIY hooks and attach it like that. This one is attached with magnets, but again, we don't necessarily need magnets because there are holes in the back of the Rudsta, and I could put hooks through that. I could DIY some hooks. Don't know why that didn't occur for the one in the back. And then because this wire is lighter, we can actually zip tie this to the sides. I will show you how, or also make hooks that could go a little bit outside. They're not going to be super visible, so maybe that's fine. But anyway, we're going to just start working here. Do you know that moment when you finally do a task and you can't even realize why it took you so long to do that task? And you're like, this is actually pretty simple. That's where I'm at right now. I think this is going to be like a very brief video, and I think this is going to be easy peasy because I finished this, and essentially from now on it's just like attaching that, and that's, I think, going to be chill. I mean, I have to remove these, so I don't really know why the state... As we say chill, he almost breaks the cabinet. I don't know, this was just so easy. I also don't know where this light turns off. These are all daisy-chained lights, and they have been pretty useful, but I think I have to turn off the lights here because I need to unplug them. Oh, I will be moving one of these lights into the other Rudsta on the top. I love when I say things are going to be chill and then they are not. Anyway, I'm going to be moving one of the lights into the other Rudsta cabinet because I don't think those plants were getting enough light, or maybe they were getting too much. I'm not undecided, so... But I think they were not getting enough light. I will be putting two 16-watt lights for my begonias, and we shall see, because they only have light on the top. And then we will, I guess, find out if they were getting too much or too little. But I think they were not getting enough. It just really looked dark to me towards the bottom. Maybe that's also one of the reasons, because something is wrong with those begonias, with some of them. Interestingly, with the easier ones, they look very, very, very chlorotic, very pale. I would say it almost looks as if they have no nutrients, which would be true. They were not fertilized ever. It does make sense, but I also think, I don't know, I find that under-fertilization is rarely the issue. Maybe that's just me. I think we can turn on the light again. So this is going to be for Hoyas that are slightly lower light level. So it's not extremely bright. Again, I will add one more light when I order the magnets, which might be this week. What is necessary for me now is to clean this, because it is dusty. Despite me cleaning it, it is dusty. And then we can start to put the wire inside. Actually, you know what? Before we start, I actually do want to try to straighten out this wire because it is a little bit curved, and I actually did not make a plan how this shall be straightened. Maybe I just decide to sit on it for like an hour or so. Let's just struggle here for a moment. Like, I know this, when I use this in my tent, essentially the way I straighten this out is I zip tied it for the corners, but I think what I'm gonna do now is just press it a bit in the opposite direction, I suppose. Actually, it's kind of working out. I did manage to straighten this wire here, and it should fit pretty well now. I cleaned the cabinet too. And, sorry for the additional noise. I am not exactly sure how I'm going to attach this because the holes are not quite aligning. However, I will attempt to make some hooks from this wire, and then we'll just sort of adjust, I guess, as we go. So this is not really precise, but you know, I think you all can figure this out too if you want to do this. A lot of the people ask me about the wire in the back. I did have that custom made, and I guess this is custom made too. Aren't we all fancy here? Custom made everything, right? Yeah, I will just eyeball this. There is really no specific way, no right or wrong way to do this. Hopefully it turns out okay. Okay, I'm trying to make these symmetrical, or identical, I guess, not symmetrical. I'm trying to make these identical, but it's not exactly working out. At the end of the day, it also does not matter. If they are identical, what only matters is that I managed to get the wire somewhat level. So if you have a Rudsta, you know there are already pre-drilled holes, which is what I will use here. I did make one of the holes larger so the light can fit. So that just means that one of these hooks will sit lower. So I will be eyeballing this. It's not necessarily the most successful of the eyeballings. Let go of the perfection, make things work out is the motto today and every day. Okay, I'm just gonna tighten those hooks on the back. Okay, This is extremely unlevel, actually. Actually, it's not so much that it is extremely unlevel, it's that this wire itself is crooked a bit. So you can kind of see the wire kind of goes this way. Horizontally, that's actually quite, it's level-ish. It's not quite the most levelist. So maybe a little bit like this, but it still would be crooked. So maybe I adjust that hook. It's still gonna look a little bit crooked, but you know, I think it just doesn't matter when I put plants on there. You won't be able to tell. I tried to straighten this wire, but it's just simply going into one direction. So I did fix this a little bit. It still looks a little bit crooked, but once again, that's just the way that the wire looks. Now, I'm going to try to attach, you can see here, Rudsta cabinet has this little thing in each corner. So I'm going to try to zip tie the side wire. I sort of did the same here. If you can kind of see, there are hooks, but it's secured also with zip ties. But here, because this is a lighter wire, I'm just going to try zip ties. All right, so we are hoping that this works. Now, I just need to select zip ties that can pass through this and are long enough. So these are slightly longer, but they might be a bit too thick. Good thing about this is because it is dark green, you sort of can't really tell that much that it is crooked. I mean, you can tell, I can tell, but it's not super visible. This is also a little bit crooked, but it's fine. Oh my gosh, the light is going to blind me. Okay, you know what? This zip tie may be a little bit too thick. Don't we have something thinner, or is it all thick queens? Literally, it's all thick queens. Okay, well, let's just see if this one is going to work. If not, I'm going to try with a shorter one. I have a shorter one. This is super thin, and these will hold. It's only an issue because, you know, it's so small. It's kind of an issue to work with your hands. Also, I could put hooks on the side too. Now I'm thinking, is that maybe going to be a little bit easier to do than to zip tie? You know what? Yeah, I think I'm gonna do hooks. It's just gonna be easier. Not necessarily nicer. Okay, thankfully, because I'm a hoarder in my own room, I do have all of these extra wire pieces, so I don't have to go to the storage to pick them up. Let's eyeball this. Okie dokie, so I made 4 equal pieces, and now let's attempt to make something remotely aesthetically pleasing. These may be a bit too short. I'm gonna go for something like this, and then I will bend that when I put them through. You know, I actually don't think we even need to bend that on the outside. I think I can just leave it as is. I don't think we need to bend that on the outside because it seems pretty stable. Can it fall off? Probably. Literally architect here. Oh no. Once again, my lights are turning off. Because these are such a tight fit, I really don't think we need to do anything. I'm doing a stress test here. They seem to be pretty stable, to be quite frank with you, so I might not do anything to additionally secure this. I love how this turned from like, let's do this on the cheap, to let's do this in the unsafest way possible. We should probably turn on more lights. Please don't mess up my shirt. Perfect. Okay, I'm quite happy with that. That will do. I did end up bending those hooks just a little bit. so they are even more secure. Didn't do a really good job of cleaning this wire, but oh well. What is one gonna do about that? So I don't hate the look. I think it's fine. Actually, you can't even tell that it is super crooked. And when the plants come here, which is gonna happen now, you literally won't be able to tell. Now I'm kind of thinking I want to do the same here, even though this one is finished. I wanted to repaint this one, and I think I will do it, because now this one is, well, thank you, lights. We were recording on the set. All right, I turned on the lights anyways. I think that we need to paint this. Now the thing is, this is green. If I paint this black, it's maybe not going to be so, it's going to be better than white and green. I don't think I should make the same one here because I did pay a lot of money for that. Maybe I can leave it, maybe contrast is fun. Color, we're bringing in color. Anyway, I'm gonna bring most of the plants. I did knock over one of them when I was cleaning, so that one is not gonna go in yet. I have to repot it now because I have to see what I did there. But it will go, one more will go, this multiflora, which just suffered a fall, as we can see. It's not terrible though. She could still probably go. I actually think I'm gonna put her in the Symbotanica mix that I just got for Hoya and see how she does in that, and put her in one of the Timu pots and then place her in the cabinet. Let's move you there a bit. We have a bowl of these IKEA clips, which will be how I will be mounting these plants. I have several boxes of Hoya, so let's see. I just showered them very quickly. They haven't been watered necessarily. If I didn't tell you, you wouldn't know. There is one I think that I also can put because I wanted to transfer her from pawn. So some of them will go higher up because they want more light. Let's just trim this nasty branch. This is leucantha. Looking good, roots looking good, basically watered. So the higher light Hoyas we are putting up, and then the lower light Hoyas we're gonna put down. Hopefully this holds. I'm going to be turning her a bit to the side because, or actually maybe I can mount her sideways because she seems to be making a branch here. Right now there is only one light, but as I said, there will be two. I will be putting two lights, and initially I thought maybe this isn't enough Hoya, but now I'm thinking maybe this is too much. This is a multiflora, splashy multiflora with many leaves. Very nice one. I'm actually not gonna put that up yet. I'm looking what else would I like to put a little bit higher. This one lost a couple of leaves, so let's remove those. This is uniflora, or urni. No, this is uniflora, Hoya. The other one is currently Papua Hoya. The roots, oh, the roots are growing well. Such a cute plant, and I'm glad that she finally gets her spot. So I'm going to put her higher up, even though she's not necessarily a highlight Hoya, but you know, let's put her here, for example. That's not too high nor too low. Then we have this one. This one doesn't have a name. And at the same time, we're also checking if there are any mealybugs. If we see some, we will freak out. This is what I got from Timea. I can't wait to see this bloom. This is species from Mamasa, but not Hoya Mamasa. Just the species from Mamasa. Has a very interesting flower, kind of boring leaf. And I think this would actually grow better on a trellis. However, I'm just gonna let her do her thing. I'm also putting them without currently any rhyme or reason. Probably I will want to redo some of this. Oh, now this is a little bit concerning because I see some fallen leaves. So actually, I'm gonna check on the roots of this Hoya Phyllanthera, because that's not really making me super confident. I do see a root here, so I think she's fine. She also seems stable in the pot, so who knows why that growth died. It was an old growth. Very cute one, Hoya Phyllanthera. They need tags. they all have tags. But what happened to those tags, who knows? Let's put her here. This one also lost some leaves. Probably because, you know, they were mistreated. Let's face it. They were a little bit mistreated, but now they're getting the royal treatment once again. This is from longicalyx, Hoya longicalyx. And let's just trim another ugly growth there. Roots are also good on this one. Some because they had mealybugs. Not all of them, but some I preventatively showered, and the water was a bit too hot, as I told you in one of the videos. So it did damage some. For some of them, I am the reason why they're not looking exactly the best. Shocker, I know. Oh, this is one of my favorite Dischidias. This is Dischidia astephana. And I will put this in higher light because I see her grow really nicely in highlight. Let me see if you can see that. She is adorable. Adorable. So let's give her higher light. I think this one also would enjoy to climb on something, but not like a trellis, but like a piece of wood to mount herself on. Let's put her really, really up there. Down below, I was thinking maybe my occultatas. I have a Hoya discipule, so down below I'm gonna do some bushy ones. I was thinking occultatas. I have two Hoya discipule. I was considering platycollis and frogfoot, but those I found space for on my wall. And I was thinking irisae as well, which I do have here, growing really well. And I don't really know if irisae wants higher light or not, but I'm going to put her on the bottom and see how that goes. Really great roots here on irisae. I'm gonna put her on the bottom for now. And again, see where that gets us. This one also should be bigger. This one has a beautiful flower, which I didn't post. The roots are so and so. They look healthy-ish, but maybe we want slightly better roots. Once again, water seems to be crucial. Blooms a lot. This is Hoya. The only two I can think of is Apoda and Amrita, and I think it's an A. I think it starts with an A. Acuminata, that's right. Acuminata. Still quite small, but we will put her up there. I don't really know if she wants higher light or not. She hasn't complained in lower light, so I'm gonna put her like here-ish. I could try out one more light just to see how it will look with two lights, because it's going to be definitely very low light down here. This one I loved in higher light, and I didn't take a photo. It had a really nice back of the leaf, which really you can't see now. It was really red. This is not a Hoya, it is a Phyllanthera. Someone, I think, told me this grows quite fast, and hasn't grown fast for me, and the reason is obvious: neglect. However, we will put her maybe here, if I can get her. Now, I do have to say, I'm having a bit of an issue here, because I have a lot of paradisa that I wanted to put here, and I wanted to kind of grow paradisa to let it kind of take over this top part with danumensis. And I'm not quite sure how I'm doing that because currently there's no space up there. This is always the issue I run with my cabinet setups if I want to do something like this. There's light here, but there's no light here. And there isn't, in my opinion, a light solution that is elegant enough to put in the sides, because you need something like a thin strip, and I never find anything that's thin enough that essentially will be not noticeable. Now, I'm not going to tell anything, but these don't seem to have any of the visitors that we don't want them to have. Species Jabar, which did bloom at one point, but I don't have a photo. To be quite honest, I only saw the spent buds. And one of these is species Garut, which I think it's this one. And this other one is called caviar, species caviar. That's not the actual name. Now this one did get a little bit yellow in highlights, so I'm gonna try these slightly lower. I don't think they really love that highlight, so let's just do something here. Now, species Jabar looked okay to me. Let's actually change the spots because we are running. Okay, I'm thinking how much I like this, and I'm uncertain. It would be nicer if this net was a little bit tighter, so I could position them a little bit differently, but whatever. Let's do this multiflora, because we are now really getting into super low light. So, you know what? Let's see how another light will look, just so I know if I'm doing things right here. Oof. Oh yeah, that makes a huge difference. Okay, so 2 will be necessary. 2 will be necessary, and I think then it will be enough. Okay, so I definitely need to order the magnets, but considering these Hoyas haven't been getting much light, by much I mean no light, they'll be fine. They'll be fine for the time being. I will try to order them by the end of the week. Did we put all of them? Yeah, all of them from one prop box. Now I have another prop box here. Not all of these are gonna go in there, but some will. So let's see. We have a Hoya that I need to restart because I don't want to grow it in pond anymore. Hoya danumensis. I think it's gonna make a nice addition. So I'm just gonna move her out of the way. This is Hoya edeni, which doesn't look the best. She had mealybugs. She doesn't have any more. The roots are okayish. Looks a little bit, so yeah, looks a bit, I started with a small cutting of this Hoya, and I saw someone on Instagram has a beautiful one that makes me quite jealous. So hopefully she will grow. I also don't want her to get massive. I mean, I do want her to get massive. I don't have space for her to get massive. 2 different things. This one needs a repot, but I will hang it. This one I propagated in my pro box. Campanulata, former cystiantha splash. A very, very nice splash there too. Doesn't have a pot, but I will just hang it temporarily. And then I will repot it at one point. I will put her in slightly lower light here, because I think she doesn't need higher light. Plus, splashy plants, to me, seem to look a little bit better in a medium light under a grow light. If you put them in too much light, sometimes they want to go full green on you. And, you know, in super low light, well, that's also not great. So you really have to tinker with the light when it comes to these. I don't think I'm going to put this one here. This is for the tent. My Michele, also one of the propagations of a plant that I already have, that it's already too big, but I could not give up on these leaves because they look so nice. I thought the splash was so hot. So that is for the tent. Rigidifolia, I think also for the tent. I'm really trying to keep it to lower light and thinner leaves. My Coriacea propagation also for the tent, but look at her. Look at her. One of my favorite silver-leaved Hoya. Maybe I can actually put her here. Because I have the one from Cartel Dawn. I have one propagation of mine that I'm trying to sell. I'm just going to put her here and let her kind of grow. Yeah, I'm going to put her there. Maybe higher. Because it would be nice to have something silvery, right? Yeah, I feel confident about that choice. My danumensis subspecies Amari also needs to be repotted from this pot, which I shan't be doing now. I will make a Hoya repot, so we have to save something for that. Where will I put her? Maybe here. Though I'm not gonna lie, she kind of fits. Like all of these that are in the cups that I'm telling you I need to repot, they kind of only fit in those small cups. Okay. I wanted to put this one in here, but I don't think I am. I don't like this plant at all, but I think I will keep it because the blooms are wonderful. This is Vitiensis IML 270. I have billion. I cut up my large plant because I was having an insane moment, and now I have a million of them. Don't know what to do with them. I try to sell them and no one cares, despite the flower being amazing. And it grows way too fast for any type of a setup. Tent, insanely fast. I'm sure that in the cabinet it would be so bad. So let's not even go there. Now, my paradisa, I wanted some in the cabinet. I have a large, and again, I have a million propagations of paradisa too. The goal, the idea, was kind of to put her like that. But I need to find something that's gonna hold her, maybe like that fishing line, and kind of let her be there. Don't know. Let's see. I was gonna do one on each side and then also a couple of Denisi, but I think we're just really crazy. That's two Hoyas that grow really fast. I'm not loving this one. Let's see if we can find a nice propagation. This one has a, maybe this one, because this one has a peduncle. And it's not too big. Okay, let's shortlist that one. The other one doesn't have a peduncle and it is big. It has more leaves, which makes her sexier. One of them is ugly. Luckily I have a billion more. Oops. One of the prop boxes fell into another. Nothing broke. I knew this was going to happen. I was waiting for this to happen. Anyway, we are at this one. This one also looks nice. It's not too big. Paradisa, maybe. I will think about that one. Denisi can be a part of the story, even though she's big. I will allow. Because she really has a nice flower. Though, I think I have a smaller Denisi. Would you not? Unfortunately, I wasn't able to rescue all of my Denisi. This Paradisa also has a peduncle. So maybe we do two with peduncles on each side. This one is quite compact Paradisa. Probably would make sense to put this one. But I will not do... I shan't be doing things that make sense today. I have so many, like 1, 2, 3, 8, 9. I kept 9 propagations of Paradisa for myself. Okay, 9, 8. This is a Denisi. So I will be putting 2 Denisi in there because I'm a cook. And 2 smaller Paradisas with peduncles, and then the rest of them I'm going to put in 1 or 2 pots. Maybe I need several pots of Paradisa because I do love the plant. So that is 4 more plants we need to hang. And 1 more that I will repot and then hang. So let's see, Paradisa can go here. Paradisa is very good at taking highlight. She was in my south east window. Now, listen, when I put another light, that may be too much for her. And all of these small ones will need repots. And I think Denisi can take higher light as well. She was also quite good at that. We're just like making a small Hoya jungle now. You might notice that the bottom is empty, and that is because we need another lower light Hoya. So I guess I can try occultatas in the cabinet. It wasn't really what I was going for. But why not? It will free up some space in the tent. They don't need to be in the cabinet. They don't need to be in the tent. Occultata can be in regular room conditions, but I simply don't have the space anywhere else. I do have to remember I have to put at least 1 more plant, that danumensis, and all of these will, not all of these, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 of them need a repot. So be mindful. My discipule I'm just gonna put it on the bottom. And let's get those two occultatas. This is actually so cute. Finally I did this chore that I was postponing. Let's see. You know what? I don't know if those occultatas have mealybug, because none of these currently have anything. There are a couple of mealybugs in that tent. Do I want to risk it? Because I know even if I look very closely at those occultata, one might sneak in. I think I'm not going to risk it. I think I'm going to leave the space on the bottom. Listen, I'm going to leave the space on the bottom open to accept those two plants. But they will be accepted when I'm absolutely convinced they don't have anything. Maybe I can take them out and put them here in front and just monitor them for several weeks. And if they don't have anything, then they can come in. And if they turn out to have something, then they can't. I will actually put my yellow Loki here. I will put my yellow Loki here that I got from Susie and her tenebrosa and Shinkugensis, and I will put those here. I will put those here, but they still aren't ready. So I will put more Hoya, but this is actually looking kind of cute. I kind of like this a lot. Kind of looks good in the camera too. Hoyas are life. Now we need to fix this one in the future, because I'm sick and tired of looking at this ugliness. I also have a couple of plants. Oh, this is about to bloom. Are you shitting me? Papua Hoya is about to bloom. She needs to be watered too. She got mites. One of the leaves is messed up. Actually, I want to put these in there too. Ashkenanthoides. She doesn't have anything, so I will water her and put her in there. Needs a repot. She looks safe. No mealies. I'm essentially not going to probably be having any Hoya in this cabinet, but begonias and some paphiopedilums and these labicias. Let's see, this Papua Hoya also is not looking that great. I might put her in the cabinet or in a prop box to recover. This is uniflora. She had a really good run for 6-7 months, and now she's not having as an amazing run. I think she got mites. I did treat her for mites. The roots look fine, but yeah, I think it was a mite issue. Okay, now I'm going to show you the B-roll of what I did. Once again, there will be more plants added. They will be repotted, some of these Hoyas, as I said. So it will slightly change. They will take up obviously more space, and we need to always plan space for them to grow, which I always want instant results. That is kind of like a me issue. I want instant results. And we, with cabinets, with these types of setups, maybe that's not quite possible immediately. Again, you really need to allow for them some space to grow. Some light needs to also penetrate all the way to the bottom. So that's why we can't really overfill these. But I'm quite happy with how this turned out. And I will try to repot these as quickly as possible, label all of them, and then it will be officially done. But let's say this is like a soft launch of the cabinet, and it will be nice to once again have something in the back. And then, we will also fix the lights or add more lights in both of these. I will see how I'll figure out the begonia cabinet. I don't think they had enough light, or again, maybe too much. Hopefully the second setup of that cabinet will go better. If not, if it proves that I can't figure out how to make it work for those plants, I will just grow, I guess, begonias in like prop boxes or the terrarium. Or maybe if the begonias don't work out, maybe I can put epicea here, and then begonia can go in my terrarium on my shelf, which I wouldn't be against. I mean, that would be perfectly fine with me, but I would like them to grow in this cabinet. I hope that maybe with a new mix, maybe without the root mealybugs, they can fill this space a little bit better. I don't think I'm going to be turning the mister on. Maybe I put the mister for Hoya because they reacted. Hoyas were actually fine with the mister, but the issue with the begonia, I think they also did not have really enough ventilation. But at the same time, it wasn't stuffy in there, but I think the leaves were just wet and didn't dry out. But the humidity wasn't super high, so I really don't think it worked out. but Hoyas were perfectly fine with the mister. They were not getting overwatered. They were like perfectly fine. It would be a shame for me not to use the mister and to have it. It's kind of like, let's use it since I have it. So maybe I put it here. I will think about that in the future, but currently I will just leave everything how it is. I don't know, maybe it was the mister, maybe it wasn't the mister, but some of them, again, got really nasty leaves, which I can't believe that it is due to the lack of airflow, because they have been now propping in the prop box and growing new leaves, and that's stuffy as heck. And somehow they're fine there. They're not having any issue with that stuffiness. But the cabinet was like, oh. I will go and finish up with the repotting of that one more Hoya that I want to put in here, which you will have seen by now, hopefully in the B-roll. And I leave you to it. The rest of the day is yours. Hopefully you also did some chores. Maybe you just watched. But I think this is quite a good solution for our cabinets. I mean, I assume that a lot of people who do watch the channel already have rabbit fence, so it's quite sturdy for this. It looks okay. I really don't mind it. I actually now kind of regret spending 50, 60, 70, 80, I think 80 euros on this when I actually had all the material. And it kind of looks better. I mean, it's like a very DIY look, but still, I think, I don't know, maybe it looks better, maybe not. Have a wonderful day. I will see you very soon in another video. And now I can guilt-free do what I actually wanted to do today, which you will see, I guess, in the next video what it is. Once again, Hoya related. You can look forward to that. Let me know what you think of this setup. I know, I can't believe that I'm redoing these cabinets are just, and I see that all the other people are kind of struggling. Like I think we all love-hate IKEA cabinets. I think that's the thing. Like we all have like a love-hate relation. It's a toxic relationship. It is a Stockholm syndrome. These do come from Sweden. We are the hostages of the cabinets. Really, we are. But anyway, let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. I would like to thank all of my patrons for their incredible support. A massive shout out to my $5 patrons, my 2 anonymous patrons, Alex von Siebenthal, Amber Clear, Anne Margaret Moen, Angela Bernard, Angela Parrish, Anna P. and C. Aspen Drake, Betsy, Brett Noble, Connie Pagano, Daniela Danube Daniels, Dipanjali Rao, Ether W, Erin Keenan, Elena Saxon, Ellen, Farah, Ferdis Verdance, Gathering Moss, Gina Geisid, Gina Radovic, Go Green Tropical, Gross, it's Kyle, Growing Nurse, Hannah Matlin, Heather Uppingham, Hoji Scott, HoyaCuttings.com, Yana Griffin, Jessica Chio, Jonas Bayer, Hjort Larson, Joshua Davis Riley, Jovan Denot, Kara, Catherine P, Casey Gross, Callie Gallagher, Kelso, Kimberly Polka, Kiwi Mochi, Christy Ehrlich, Ellen, Bergley Mooney, Lisa Mary MPLS, Lucas Erchevsky, Mandy Milliken, Marcel Har, Maria Stein, Marina Yarmolich, Mars B, Marty Miller, Mary Rose, Melissa Walker, Michelle Heron, Mirka Grun-Roos, MJW, Moa Edman, Miss Seidenhar, Nelly Yang, Niha Basu, Nicole Maroney, Nguyen, Nita Macy, Odette, PJ Plandrid, Syke Zera, Rachel Peterson, Rebecca C, Sandra Cornelius, Sharon Bone, Sophia Ariane, Starla Van Lith, Stephanie H2O, Tessa Martins, Thomas Marsden, Tia B, Trista Bailey, Tristan Thomas, Wendy Rossman, Zenia Green, Youth of the Walamut, Zaira Rivera, Zordarama, and Zlokov Niponi. Also, a big thank you to my $3 patrons: Karen Kilone Constance, Daryl De Rosario, Eden Corlett, Yana, KPZ, Lindsay N, Mary H, Monica Wykers, Nella, Nerdy Kathy, Renee Church, Ringlov, Sheila Casper, Tangwata Nasria Cool, VH, and Wendy Foreman. And a thank you to my $1 patrons: one anonymous patron, Anna Malia, Alice Borland, Andrew G, Aquila, Brandon Pacheco, Catherine Molina, Couture Helvetica, Emilia Bronson, Jolie Sullivan, Kayla Vavar, Kelly Ash, Chris Perez, Laura E. Jackson, Lauren at Tugboat Plants, Lorianne Subramaniam, Luzmin Fernandez, Marga F.V., Mary Diamond, Neely Spicer, Olivia Chin Mueller, Pacific Northwest Plant Lady, and Tracy the Eyebeller.